these things, and we're going to look at the youth fund. For a long time, different discussions have been held.
Part 2.
Part 2. Government has proposed 260 billion shillings to give to the youth to solve the problem of unemployment.
Youth fund reloaded.
Youth fund reloaded. Yes, and sentences nyingi obuwumbi 260 okuyamba abavubuka okulwanyisa obwavu mu Uganda. I'll start today's discussion by just giving some information. The unemployment rate in Uganda increased to 4.2% in 2010 from 1.9 in 2007. National Bureau of Standards figures, and it averaged 3.2% from 2003 until 2010. What do you think is the problem? What should we mirimu abavubuka?
Nzendoza lwaki tebalina okutulina mirimu abavubuka nti government kubanga yerini charge okufunira abantu emirimu kati bwoba tokuliyetinze emirimu government bwoba tokuliyetinze emirimu tokuliyetinze factories otunda factory ekozesa abantu 4 nozimba hoteri ekozesa abantu 7 kitegeeza nti government go creating ki unemployment era kino kyolowooza okubawa sente si a solution wodira billions noziteka mu circulation. For example, singa nzirira million 3 nenzikuwa for free, kitegeeza nti omuntu alina million 3 nga yazikolerera ye yazikolera olwo ziba zifuuse useless. Okitegedde mba nfuusiza million 3 okubeera useless ziyatawaana nazo. So problem si yakugabira abantu sente, problem yakukolera abantu mirimu.
Oyo agambye ekigambo kituufu ekyagambye naye okubawa sente kuga nti babawa bubi kuzirya babawa olw'obusobozi bo tebali bulina batandikira okubabawa ntandikwa.
Kankubuze sebo omuntu yasuze enjala omuwadde million emu ntatandike business anatandika business oba nagula enkoko.
Thank you very much. Kati omuntu omugamba otya nti gwenze ndikuletera sente olabike nti wojja mu bwavu bwolimu mu butuufu nga talina ne wagenda kugamba talina na magezi gagendo esente zoli kumuwa agenda kutandika kulabika nti alyandi ate zigwe watali ndo olulala president wali gendo okulabika
kangenda mu leaders. Is it the absence of jobs, of structures to create jobs?
We have a very big number of maybe high population number in Uganda. Now what is the government trying to do is that once we select like 10 people or 15, it's like this program it's going to be like damaging, like you try to check around this betting, something of betting areas, sports betting. You find a lot of youths like over 1,000 they are betting. Now the government is saying that bofuna like 10 to 15 people, youths, never call an association like they are 15 or 10. How are you going to we can do business? And say, no, we can do business. 10 of us. How can we get 5 million? Yes. But in 2 years, this will go that 5 million.
But a youth will bet that 5 million in 1 month.
No, I mean,
so that means you can.
But that money could go terms. How are you going to get that money?
Right.
Because when I read that concept out, as in, we are somewhere we're speculating that someone who's going to be your reference has to be the elder person at the district level or area person, like when we get it. I can say my brother is a prominent guy, I know him. The other one is a businessman. Mister, you guarantee me, guarantee us. As I get that person had taken up want free money. With no profit. I think
yes. I think first of all, we'll tell you in terms of English, the balance. One, I want to agree with him that you can't just come out and start giving cash to young people. I do agree, that's not the best way. However, he has given references. When you look at countries that have solved the issue of unemployment, unemployment is a global issue.
Yeah, very good.
And every country has come up with a strategy. But the best strategy which has been tested world over. Look at, I'll give you an example with the Asian tigers, go to India and everything, to support local initiatives, support businesses of people that are coming up. So that is one of the biggest space that can employ more. And the program, which is called the Youth Livelihood, is not going to be giving people cash. No way. For example, we came from Boyogere. Assuming you find a lot of young people doing businesses around, assuming you have some 5 mechanics who will tell you, I need to come up with a garage here. We're mechanics, we've been trained, we have the experience. So what do we need? We only need some spanders, we need some this, we're going to hire this. So what the government is going to do will be say, is that what you want? Yes. Then we procure for you what you want. And then, so you only pay back.
So this money is gotten by people who are already working?
No. You just need an idea, but we are going to have a situation whereby it's going to be a community-driven project, whereby the young people in that area select what they can do, identifying the person who's supposed to guarantee them. It's not a guarantor. It's somebody who could be like a business person who is related to the business they are doing, so that he can support them in terms of mentorship.
The very first condition that the young people who is at home must have is being there. That's one thing. Being there is the best condition that you need.
Well, they are there.
And the other condition you need is that you should come together as a group and then have a proposal. A proposal doesn't have to be 1,000 pages. It's all about a basic idea that you can, that is workable, that is appreciable, and can be put on the ground based on studies and surveys that have been made. And in addition to that, the young people need to know that they don't have to bring interest in addition to what they'll be doing.
When you get 5 million, you pay back 5 million.
And the other part of which is very different is these funds are not going to be in the banks. These funds are not going to be in the ministry. They are going to be sent down to the sub-counties.
When we get that money as 10 people, do we deal in one particular business or you can...
Tukoze proposal, tugenda kola chikuba butiko, bakubajja. Tukole business emu, tukole seto tuzize, tugende maso. Nabya buruzi bwebiti.
Well, later in the show we'll look at the implications of this, whether it would be easy to find 10 people that have the same vision. That's also one of the other things. Kubanga kati nze wembera ne ane tumanya twagala TV, twagala comedy, katweke mu comedy. Naye abantu 10. The other conditions of getting this money, because earlier ngatogenda Enterprise Uganda, then you get a certificate, then your business must be in operation for 3 months. But let's take a look at Ogwang, Honorable Ogwang, who is the MP for Eastern Region for youth. When we come back, we'll talk about this and more.
The responsibility of government to try to look for ways to address challenges of the young people in this country. But as far as government is concerned, if you look at the jobs within public service or government, there are about 3,000 jobs. And if you look at the total number of young people who complete universities, it's about 400,000 youth who graduate every year. Let's talk about all the tertiary institutions in Uganda. At government level, of course, I once said this, that of recent we had as young people of this country, we had an interface with the ministry which is responsible for young people, as the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. They wrote a proposal, the ministry, and I want to say this, is the first proposal which the ministry has requested its own government to fund as a Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, where youth fall under. And the proposal is talking about having 260 billion as a proposal for 5-year plan. That divides 53 billion per financial year. I'm happy to report that this financial year, we have already earmarked, or government has already earmarked about 19.2 billion to kickstart of the 53 billion which is requested to kickstart this project. Which are the areas which we are going to look at, which government is going to try to look at? One is trying to address the issues of skills, attitude among us as the young people, then had inputs. For instance, projects, if young people identify that want to put up a metal fabrication unit there, it should be bought for them. It's going to be a test to us as young leaders and young people, whether we can be able to handle a project of that magnitude, and whether government can entrust us with more of this project. So it is a big test to all of us as young people. I want to caution those young people that as far as the Youth Livelihood Program is concerned, nobody should come and impose a project on them. It should be them to decide on the project they want.
In an earlier interview, Charles Ochi of Enterprise Uganda says Uganda's situation is a mixed bill. On one hand, you have people going to business. On the other hand, you have people failing in business.
So you don't know whether to invest?
That is what we are looking at today. 83% of the youth are unemployed. That is acute unemployment. Tulagawa, wherefore?
Njagala kubuuza moderator ekibuuzo. Singa tuli abantu 5-10 netukola proposal netugenda netufuna sente. Ono n'agenda mu spare, ono n'agenda mu ngoye, n'agenda mu chapati. Ono agenze mu ngatto n'afunayo omusolo mungi, rent, and so on. Then by the end of the day, abantu babiri ne bakomawo nga bakola losi. Omu n'akomawo nga yafunyemu. Eyo losi egenda kuba yaane.
Kankusala ekirimi. Bagambye dda nti sente yo bazikuwa muba mukola ku project yemu. Bwe bagalaji mona muba mukola mu galaji so si chapati wabwera awo obukoya wabwera. Muba mukola monna business emu.
Kati ngaje tuva kangambe kabali. Goraba kyangu nnyo okusanga abantu 10 nga bakola business emu.
Si kyangu.
Oba kyetwali soso kola. Kyetwali soso kola.
Kati tubuuze quickly, yes.
Kyetwali soso kola. Tusooke tusomesa abantu. Butya bwe tuyinza okukola business emu abantu 10.
Yes.
Then bwe tumala okubasomesa. For example, tulina aba China wano. Bwogende China osanga abantu factories zaabwe ziri waka. Then government bwejja nesanga nga factories zaffe tutandise tukola obuti, tukola obukofiira, tukola obudole bw'abaana, ngereeta sente abantu 6 bawaka nga tukola business.
Omulimu ogwo.
Naye kakati wano kiringa nti tuli ku step 1 ate ngamba okugulu nkuteke ku step 5.
Kavuma.
Tenyogamba kituufu. Ensonga lwaki okutandika bwetu program begenda otandika. Olw'ensonga embeera mu ggulu abantu basobola okwecomplementing in terms of efforts. Okugeza tetugambye nti groups zigenda kuba 10 wabula ekinene ennyo
abantu 10.
Abantu 10.
That's the maximum.
Kitegeeza naye nga minimum abantu 5.
Right.
Kiba kitegeeza osanga abavubuka nga bagamba ffe tugenda twagala washing bay. Sirowooza nti omuntu omu asobola okukola washing bay ng'oyoza emmotoka 10. Kiba kitegeeza naye kyekibagaana bo mu project yaabwe kugattako kirala. Bayinza okuba abadde bakola washing bay agamba naye tufunye amagoba kyetwa tukola kateekeko ka mobile money. Tekibagaana naye nga omulamwa yeri business washing bay. Ate ekigenda n'okuyamba ekyokusomesa ekyo bagenda kiteekamu nga vamu kino bino ebyokusomesa ebya conference oba workshop. Mutunulira conference yabavubuka mubakwata ne bagenda mu garage oba ne bagenda mu bajiro ne bavaayo nga bayize kye beetaaga ebyekolaki ebyetaagisa. Enjawulo egenda okubeerawo mu programu eno. Si bino nti tugenda kuyita workshop seminar ate sente ziggwera omwo enteekateeka bwe
sirina budde bungi so nja kusala ekirimi. Abavubuka tugendezeza tutya obutakola.
Omulamu ogwo gwogera nga programu eno tambula yali badde nungi naye nga obuzibu tulina mu ggwanga ebyobufuzi supiri gye bitambulirako emu kika kya waggulu nnyo. Kati oŋŋamba Mamerito yagenda okuba waffe bweyogerere yagenda okubeera nga yakutte sente ezo tugezeza bugeza nga otwalisa example Mamerito bwe bagenda ozikwasa onkakasa otya nze yali awagira avuganya Mamerito
nja kubeera
nze yali amutaddeko akazito
mulimu ebyobufuzi
of course sokolinde
kati njagala tukwatirawo